think we're good. Let's get rolling. Okay. Got some black pen marks on there. Nothing in there that's revealing custom data wise. Let's see. Just realised I need a USB-C. Shut this thing down. Come on, shut down. Shut down already. Thank you. Looks like I'm going to have to order myself yet another genuine Apple USB-C brick.
Never seem to have enough of these things.
Ah, now I've got to sneeze. Oof, that was powerful. Alright, let's see, here we go. What the? This thing just turned on its own? Alright, well, it turns on. That's what I get for assuming it's... Is that headset not mic input? What now? No, but it's the right one. It's the right one. Wow. But it's very over the top. Just let me check something. Alright, this is this video here. If I scratch it, it should. No. No. Ah. It's the camera up the top. That shouldn't even be plugged in. Who the hell plugged this in? Sick. Okay, now it's that one. It's still wrong. Okay, now we're back. This should be the normal mic now. Yep. I don't know what Open Broadcaster did then, but it got all the inputs mangled up. Very strange. Doesn't help when I've got 4 different microphone sources around the place. What was strange though is that actually on Open Broadcaster it was legitimately reporting that it was drawing the audio from the wireless pack. So yeah, a bit of a strange one. Sorry about the sneeze in that case. Everybody else. Alright, so this apparently doesn't power, except it does power up. Does not start, and yet it did start, so that's as you know, if you've been a moderately regular person here, you'll know that's often the case, that we've got corrosion on the board and subsequently the corrosion in transit has been shifted. Hey, Keith McDermott. Oh geez, that's great. Liquid damage. What board have we got? (928), I think. Yep, 928, and looks that time we're legitimately out of focus because I was wearing my glasses rather than. Okay, it's better. Hey, Evan Lopez. Okay, it looks like YouTube's doing something funny with my video. I'm just updating the details for this. 820. Okay, it's good. Are we still live? Oh yeah, I saw that Ricciardo won on the Formula One. I mean, it was through the death, so to speak, of the two front runners, but you know, it's better than nothing. It's about time he got a win. I just wish he wouldn't do the shoey though. That consumption of the shoey, yeah, one of these days is going to end up with a real nasty infection in his gut. I know a few other people who have tried to do the shoey have suffered that, so maybe they give him a fresh shoe. Maybe it's not the legit shoe that he drove in. Certainly I wouldn't want to be drinking anything out of that shoe. I'm sure his insurance type people will be saying, look, you know, you can do your shoey, but you've got to use a fresh shoe and it's got to have a hidden bag in it or something like that. And then it'll be a goon bag shoey style, which would actually make it just all the more Australian. Hiding your plonk in something common so you can get it onto the field where you're not supposed to have plonk and drink to your heart's content. Was this Max got a 5-grid penalty? I didn't actually see the crash yet, so I don't know what happened. Was it a bit of a pushback on Lewis Hamilton for that event that happened, what, the last race or two? I can't remember. Hey, Steven Seagal, eh? So you're sort of a bit of a fatter version than Steven Seagal. As always, getting these particular machines apart is a rather protracted process. There's so many screws in here. More screws than a hardware store. Hey, Lexi. I'm actually quite behind on everything that I'm supposed to be doing at the moment. Today was also my 20th wedding anniversary, and I didn't forget, but it was just, we didn't do much either, not for the 20th. You'd think 20 would be a big one, but we're just so flat out with everything, well I am, and we're just exhausted from getting the house, renovating the house. We're sort of like, ugh, I'll just be happy to have a quiet one. But in all honesty, we finally just shifted most of our stuff down into this bottom section of the house, and nothing's really renovated down here. Like the bedroom that we're in at the moment, we just knocked 2 walls down, but we haven't had a chance to resheet the walls or do anything. We're stuffed. We just said stuff it. Let's put the beds in here. We'll deal with the top end of the house. We'll renovate down, and eventually we'll get to these 2 rooms. We just needed to get down here, and it's a more relaxing environment down here. We did have some. Ooh, this is amazing that it's not dead. We did have some nice stuff to eat and stuff, but not exactly what you'd consider to be a classic 20-year anniversary type behaviours. But then again, there's a whole massive social expectation on that. It probably actually drives more people up the wall than it. I don't know how many people actually really do put a big thing into it. News on the flooring. The flooring, well, we've paid our 50% deposit, so now we have to wait for the flooring to arrive. Now it's projected to get here around about Christmas. Fingers crossed it does. Okay, I can see there's corrosion up here, and it's kind of spotty all over the place. Interesting that it came back to life though. Hey Steve B, yeah, did you get it all up and running now? It'd be nice if they just simply made it so that it works natively with OBS. It'd probably save a few cycles on the CPU as well. Okie dokie dokie dokie. Yeah, a bit of corrosion there. I'm gonna guess this one's predominantly gonna be more of a clean-up type job. Well, how this survived is... okay, we actually got corrosion on the CPU MOSFETs. Hey Miles. Yeah, as Miles was saying. So look at that. Yeah, that's normally instant death. How that even survived, I don't know. And it is actually up under the CPU area here and up there. What? How did this thing even boot? That's quite something. That's quite something, and that's definitely another fly in the ointment for Mr. Rossman and his 1-drop MacBook's die at the first drop of liquid. There's a bit of damage there. Channeling my inner Lewis. Now my inner Lewis would kill this board. quite frankly, I'm almost... There's only about 2 or 3 spots that I think I would flux up. Oh, okay, get a bit nasty there. Yeah, this is going to be a case of find the damaged areas, flux and boil, rework slightly, and then this thing really does just need to go for a swim. And I actually don't think I'll power it up until I've put it through the ultrasonic. Ach man, no, there it is. Lewis would do a cynical video. He probably would. He'd probably claim that I staged it or something like that. He's going to decide that I'm actually in with Apple and where it's all just special effects makeup on the board. It's not actually real corrosion. It's just fake stuff that looks like corrosion but isn't conductive. And Apple sends me these machines to put onto videos to make it look like they're capable of handling corrosion, just to disprove Lewis's point of view. Seems legit to me. It's got more integrity than most of the conspiracy theories going around. Haven't heard much about the fur babes. Hey Warren, yeah, I mean they're all good. We're having fun and games with Loki. We call him P-Bum because he doesn't appreciate, and I understand this, he doesn't like the fact that our house gets intruded upon by outside cats. And if he feels like there's been an outside cat around here, he decides that he has to paint the town red, so to speak, but with pee. And so he goes along and he just pees on far too many things, and it drives us mad. And then Mia, our little butterscotch long-haired girl, she is more so lazy she doesn't bother going outside to pee. She just finds a place that seems to be reasonably cushy, whether it's a pile of clothes, a pile of bags, or just anything, and she just decides to pee there. We have plenty of, what do you call it, litter trays, and they have outside, and it's a bit of a wreck. And of course we're feeling the strain because obviously, as you can imagine, it doesn't smell great, and we clean up, and then the next day or two there's another hit. Mia in particular is rather insidious because it's a strong smell, unlike Loki. And you just sort of walk into a room and you're like, there's something in here, and you have to really look around to find it. They managed to hide it quite well. And so you strip the room out, you've cleaned the room, you apply the enzyme sprays and stuff like that, and hope that doesn't happen again. But of course, something usually does. Yeah. So I had issues with the dog the past week, throwing up her. Actually, that's not good at all. Well, I hope it is just nerves and nothing else. Yeah. So Steven Seagal, do you do any repairs yourself, or you're more entertainment style? I prefer to just watch it for the sake of watching. No harm in that. Circuit board repair voyeurism is supported here. We don't judge. Yeah, I just cannot get over how lucky that is. Like, we've got 1, 2, 3 MOSFETs definitely taken out with corrosion, and it's still trucking along. Oh, cues. Yeah, I mean, I do have that. It doesn't seem to really work as well. What I actually use more is I just use a normal visible light torch at an angle, and the cat urine reflects differently. The angle of incidence changes a bit from the, or something like that, from the crystals, and that's how I find it. I'm pretty good at it now. Ugh, man. Like I said, I've tried a black light, but I don't know whether I've got the wrong frequency spectrum. But I've never had much luck finding cat pee with black light. Yeah, female cats do that. And Loki's doing it just because he's had enough. He's just like, I've had enough. Get rid of these damn foreign cats out of here. And it does actually disrupt our plans because we were planning on, say, doing our bedroom next. But I'm thinking we're going to have to build their dedicated cozy shed at the back. And that way we can lock the wildlings into the property now. Let's see, Stephen, I do repair for family members only. I did do it on the bigger scale. I'm fighting with psychological. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that about the psychological. I can appreciate that. I know I've been through a phase where I basically couldn't do a damn thing during the day. I spent almost all day just couldn't do a damn thing. Took me a good 7-8 years to get myself sorted out. So yeah, I can appreciate how those things happen. Okay, so we're just mostly flux and boiling. Let's try and, I'm not going to reflow anything. It is running at a high temperature here. That's because this area is obviously quite capable of absorbing a lot of heat. Hey, any 555. So I am actually having to apply Rossmann style levels of flux. Not quite as severe, but certainly not a conservative type like Jason Vilmer or Paul S. Now, unfortunately, the CPU, the AMD thing's going to cop it. It's a bit unfortunate. Hey, Solaris. Stephen, yeah, I agree. It is one of those things you don't really wish upon anybody. It's just terrifying how debilitating it is. Yeah, because I don't know the specifics of your situation, but I can imagine if it's anything like what I went through. Just the fact that you can become incapacitated so quickly by just seeing the wrong word, hearing the wrong thing, or thinking the wrong thing, and that's it, you're down and out for a day, if not more. So I don't have any really good advice or anything. Nothing that actually makes anything change at the time, because at the time it's just a case of you hoping you're going to either make it through the night or you just feel like that's it, this is the end. as irrational as it may be. And that's the worst thing, is that at the time it's all happening, your rational brain is saying, trying to tell you what really is happening, but your irrational is too late, it's gone, it's in control. After being in mental health care, they've tried everything, nothing worked out, now I'm left just accepting, taking it easy. Yep, that's pretty much how I ended up. Why is there so much crap on my desk? Like many people, they tried to, we tried the usual array of chemical, well, I shouldn't say chemical, things like Zoloft, Avanza, and whatever. And unfortunately, it didn't really have the required effect on me. So, like what you've experienced, you just have to basically do a lifestyle change. There really isn't any other option. Nothing effective, not unless you want to spend your days being a zombie. I mean, that said, I'm already a zombie every day as it is, but that's because of lack of sleep. And I can still get relapses if there's certain types of pressure on me. I can still succumb to it periodically, but overall it's 100 times better nowadays. Anxiety and panic attacks, yeah, I don't have the Asperger's or the bipolar as far as I'm aware, but certainly anxiety, panic attacks, for me it's usually financially driven, that incurs a medical type fear issue. It's like I'll do things like, I actually probably shouldn't say anything, because half the time it can end up triggering other people. Needless to say, I'll start imagining things that I have which I don't have, and there's just no way to alleviate my fear of it other than to ride through it. I think a lot of people in our sort of line of work or our industry or the way we do things tends to end up with this issue. It's the age. I wish it was the age Tom loved, but it actually hit me just after 30 and took me until about 38 to resolve it. But it was a very long, slow process of getting out of it. Very long and slow. But the upside is that I'm not on any medication at all, except maybe coffee. I think that's when I knew things were really wrong, is one day I was working and I didn't finish my cup of coffee. I actually found it almost impossible to finish. I just couldn't drink the coffee. It was just like, what is wrong? It's like, I love my coffee, but I can't stand the taste of it right now. It's just, I feel sick, something's wrong. And that was the last day that I remember before it all going to hell. There's a few other aspects. I think I woke up that night at around about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was feeling like absolute rat trash. And 3 o'clock in the morning, that sort of time, is really bad. And I was probably obviously hallucinating or something, but I went up to the mirror, and it's pretty freaky when you see yourself walk away from the mirror, like as in you see your own reflection walk off, and you're like, oh, okay. Then you have your mental breakdown. And the scary thing is that when it happens, it's like falling off a cliff. So prior to that happening, prior to the big event happening, you're stressed, you're anxious, all that sort of stuff, but you still sort of got it together. But then when the big event happens, and it usually is only a matter of seconds or a minute or two, once that's done, you basically you fall off the cliff. You fall down, you smash into 1,000 pieces, so to speak, and then that's when you've got to spend the next 5-10 years putting yourself back together. So it's not usually a gradual decline. It's more a case of things are okay, you're holding, and then it's all over. definitely weird looking in the mirror when you get older and older. Oh yeah, yeah, well, that too. Yeah, Stephen, that's what a lot of people are finding is that any of these anti-whatever, SSRIs, etc., they kind of help in the short term to a degree, but long term, you're going to have to probably come off them, as you found. There are some people they work great for, but I think there's also a lot of people that the only way out is a genuine lifestyle change. And the scary thing is that for a great many of those people, that's not an option. And that's where things get really bad. Alright, at this point, this needs to go into the ultrasonic cleaner. Hey Solaris, thank you for the Australian 5. Much appreciated. Yeah, Keith, I noticed that the other day in a thumbnail of a video. I was wearing my glasses and I looked at it and I was like, whoa. Yep. Miles, you're getting a bald spot. I guess we all have our triggers, don't we? Okay, so this basically is going to go into the ultrasonic. There's no point me trying to do any further work on this. It just needs to get a good washing. God damn it, I left the damn... It'll have to sit overnight and I'll do it in the morning. That's annoying. That's okay. I've got other work I've got to get done anyway. I just can't believe that thing even started. Let alone even survived. I mean, really? That amount of liquid damage on those MOSFETs? That's impressive. Okay. Alright, next job. Hair gets more annoying as you get older because it turns up in places you really don't want it. By the way, that MacBook, that what is it, 1958 board? I think it was the one that got completely trashed in liquid damage from the rain. Managed to get all the data off it. So. And the dead MacBook, the dead CPU MacBook, the 12-inch 2015 one. I cleaned up the USB-C connector on it and it will work for one orientation, so I'm going to send it back to the person like that after I've got all the data off it, and yeah, they can use it until it does die properly. Alright, so we've got an iPad 4, I'm pretty sure it's a 4. It needs a new digitizer. So here we go. Oh, come on, Miles, don't be like that. That's a little prejudice of you, don't you think? I wouldn't say these are the greatest money makers for me, but yeah, they're okay. Just gonna make sure it's actually off. It's not. It's only got 1% battery left in it though. Okay. Yeah, doing iPads is not really the most... in terms of time invested for the return you get money-wise, they're a pretty awful ratio. However, when you don't have anything else in your queue, it's better than nothing. I was kind of hoping this would be a 6th gen or 7th gen because I'm getting a bit better at doing the 6th and 7ths now. But this one, they've kind of reversed the cable orientation on me, so yeah. Okay. And I just realised I don't know where my favourite little ultra thin metal thingy is. I don't know what happened to it. Lost yet again to the void. I suppose I should just order a bunch more. Since I know I like them. This time I order like a dozen of them or something like that. If you like something, if you like a tool, order enough for a lifetime supply. Because chances are otherwise, next time you think about buying one, when it wears out, the first one, they'll no longer make it. Everybody going to place their orders for 13. I haven't seen the iPhone 13. I don't keep track of these things much. This isn't really what I want to use, but it'll do. Wish I knew where the other one was. Now the reason why I'm not pleased about this is because on this one the flexes are down here, whereas on the 6 and 7s and such it's over here. So it's all backaroo for me. Oh, that's right, and these little SOBs have an inner frame on them. Fortunately I do have replacement inner frames for these. This tool is complete and utter not good. I was going to say something else, but really not good. The angle's all wrong for me to try and slide through. Because when you try to slide this down, because it's rounded like that, it just sort of pushes it back out. Kind of out of choices though. What a pain in the posterior. Come on, what'd you do with it, Paul? See if this works. Yeah, getting experimental here. Yeah, it's actually not too bad. I feel like I'm in some poor desperate country that you can't afford proper tools with. Needs to be a little bit thicker. Yeah, remind me to order 100 of the Qianli or Qianli units that I like. I'm just experimenting with different types. I haven't got any playing cards, so I can't even fall back to that. iPad rehab void. What? Warranty void, what's that? I mean, apart from myself. This stuff's too thick. That's too thick. That's the wrong angle. Never thought I'd miss that other thing, but clearly I do. Mother flip. This is where I wear glasses. Because when that happens and you're not wearing glasses, you can pretty much be sure you're going to get glass in your eye. And that's a quick trip down to the emergency department to get that flushed out. And then they'll give you a big fat lecture on how, you should be more careful and all that blah blah blah. It's like, really? Really? I'm the one here with the bleeding eye and you're telling me I need to be more careful? I kind of realise that now. Like all the other 6 or 7 times that I've been down here, the same problem. No, I shouldn't laugh. A lot of my family are in the medical world, hospitals, nurses, stuff like that, doctors. You think I listen? No, as a youngster, I was more of a professional patient. I wanted to be a doctor. God, this is really a train wreck. Alright, I actually need to crank the heat up on this, I think. It just feels cold. It doesn't have any of the... Yeah, Travis, I gotta find the damn thing. It's like, while I'm waiting for that to heat up, it wouldn't hurt for me to dig around. I mean, it's not like I could have gone very far. I mean, agreeably, my workbench area is a complete and utter catastrophe. But that aside, it's not that bad. The best I can only imagine is maybe I put it into one of my containers. Or it's slid under something. I'd be very surprised if it has slid under anything, because it is, it does have little thingy-jigs to stop that. Q's Tech. Use this to get some ice cream. Oh, I wish I could, but I can't eat them. Oh, thank you very much for that. I do have, obviously, feeler gauges. And I can use feeler gauges. I might have to in this case. 10 thou is probably a little bit thin on this. Probably want 12 or 15. It's probably, great, they're only going to give me 20. And 20 is a little bit thick. 15 is about where I want to be on feeler gauges. So we'll just continue to look while we wait for the things to heat up a bit more. Yeah, I almost expected it to be under my hot air station, but it's not, so I'm kind of shocked. So if it's not under the hot air station, where is it? Okay, let's have a look at the Jess Janes one. The only trouble is I can't order from that site because... Oh, the Isesimo. Is that one of those... Looks like a rectangular tool. No. I've had some of those in the past and they didn't really work with me. I think different tools suit different people. And that one just didn't quite... We didn't get along. See if I can find the one that I'm after. Tools, hand tools. I'm guessing hand tools. Just use razor blades. Yeah, I don't want to die. Razor blades are probably a surefire way of me dying. So, not today. Let's see, schematics. Okay, how much are they charging to those? $5.99 for they are what? I paid heaps more than that. But these are plastic top ones. Yeah, cheaper. Okay, not that. Although I'll probably have, if I use that little nubby bit there, I would probably do alright. Oh, god damn it. Don't you dare go to that page. Ah, damn it. It's not what I wanted. See what this mobile centrics one is. Yeah, that's it. Okay, cool, thanks. Oh wow, only 56 cents? Too bad I can't actually get them. Used. Why would you buy used ones? Crazy Parts has them. Okay, $4.50 a piece. 5 pieces. Oh yeah. And three sets of 5. Express. Yeah. Add to cart. The only thing I hate with the add to cart with AliExpress is often when you do like 3 units, it multiplies the postage on each time. It didn't do it this time, so might as well make it 4 in that case. There. Hey, Rilla. Yeah. Alright, we'll stick that in my cart. Locally, what are they? So basically, locally you get 1 for the price of 5. But I mean, that's understandable. It's not a problem. I got no issue with that. That's business. I mean, I have the advantage of it being here in a week rather than forever. Okay. Okay, this should have heated up a bit more now. Because it sure as hell isn't interested in talking to us otherwise. And I was right about the 15. I noticed that those things are 15 thou as well. 12 thou? 12, sorry. I was wrong. Damn it. I hate being wrong all the time. 10's the only way to go for this. 5 wouldn't be any good at all. 5 would just die. Honestly, this glue does not feel like... Yeah, this glue feels particularly disinclined to be agreeable. What do they use? The same glue they used on the back of iPhone 8s? Hey, I repair it. Yeah, not enjoying iPads, thank you very much. Yeah, it can catch you out, can't it, Greg? Usually right at the wrong time. Like, there's a couple of multimeters I want to get to write software for. But the little buggers, they won't combine the postage. Or even, yeah, it's just outright. And you're like, this meter is only a third of what the capacity that you're shipping me. Damn it, no. Sorry to say, but this has actually been a legitimate pain in the butt. The last 4 I did was nowhere near this problematic, so I don't know what's the deal. I suspect the problem with the previous, well, the advantage of the previous one was that it actually was missing its inner frame, that plastic frame that these things have. It didn't have one. So it's probably a bit of a bonus there. But yeah, the glue just does not want to... Yeah, because usually you can feel that glue getting a bit gummy. But this stuff is legitimately just feeling crusty and hard. I'm just trying to think of... There's another way I can go about this. Okay, it's probably getting a bit hot there. I can try blading down it. So you basically just come in, let gravity do most of the work. Though typically you need one side open for this. Like you need like that. Word to the wise, don't run your finger across. Oh, shit, that hurt. Psychologically, I think that hurt me more than physically. Okay, I'm just going to have to pick this out and pull that stuff away. Heat up to 400. Yeah, that could work. That's a good idea, actually. Yeah, why not? One thing I have found, I don't panic too much about dust getting on the panel, the actual LCD panel. I found that as long as I don't actually touch the panel with my fingers, even gloved, then it's fine. You can let it get all the dust you want on it, it's fine. It's not going to get upset. Yeah, this is legit funny. Yeah, Keith, it really is a customer's job. Otherwise, I would probably just drown it at this point. Travis, that's actually probably a smart idea. I gotta start charging more for this job. I'm definitely missing that tool. Damn it. Oh my god. I'm blind. Blind. I put it in a safe place. I put it on a magnet next to the suction cup because it's like, hey Paul, you're going to need this, so let's not put it in the containers, let's actually keep it somewhere where you can get it easily. Ah, yeah, fantastic. But of course now already done so much damage. Now, well, let's work our way through it. Let's work the problem. I'm sure the people in some of those, you see them online doing videos, like in Bali or wherever, and they've got these tiny shops, and they barely have anything at all in terms of what we would consider, or what I would consider modern tooling or anything like that. And yet, they can just strip these things apart in seconds, and I don't know how they do it. They're exceptionally talented. And it's like they have no cheap resources to access, I should say. And all this kind of stuff is pretty expensive. Like hot air machines are expensive. Everything's expensive. But they find a way to service this stuff with the simplest of tools and do it far quicker than I ever will. Hey John, nothing much. Once you do 100 in a row. Yeah. Of course, what would be nice is if they would turn up before they're shattered. You're like, oh yeah, bring your screen in before it's broken so I can replace it. Oh, jolly-o, will do. I said, no, I've got to wait till it's one of these horrible compound crushed cracks systems. I swear though, something really is dicky with the glue here. Like in certain spots it is especially difficult to get it to shift. Anyway, this is certainly getting along much better now that I got this tool. That was right in front of my face, almost literally, the whole time. I've tried tape and I actually didn't find it helped me. I've seen people use tape and it worked great for them. It just doesn't work with me. Now, I don't know, maybe I got the wrong kind of tape, maybe I should be using stuff like, gaffer tape or duct tape. I don't know. But yeah, the tape system never worked for me so well, so I gave up on it. But yeah, I've seen people do it, and I thought, wow, all the buggers, they really get that done easy. And I start wondering if they're actually just scamming liars and already have separated the panel. I know, it's cynical of me to think like that. But hey, it's YouTube, anything for $1. Watch the home button ribbon, yeah. That's why I kind of stopped shoving in around there. Fortunately it should be running that way, so I didn't bother going any further. I'll probably be wrong, it's probably running that way. Because, well, universe and all. Come on. Something's really holding this thing in tight. Seriously, this is very, very tight. Let's get some hot air around the camera. There we go, yep. Some hot air. The problem I'm having here is I just can't see what's actually holding this up. Yeah, I genuinely can't see what's holding up that home button area. Obviously, I don't want to drive the spudger down there or anything, because I probably will sever a cable. By the way, anyone want to tell me why getting something like an i7-8700 chip is seemingly more expensive than just simply going with a i7 11007, whatever, yeah, 11th gen, versus just because I mean I'd like to upgrade my existing hardware because I've already got everything I need except for, well, an i7 would be nice, but I don't have an i7. I've got an i8. Sorry, not an i5. Okay, well, all I can say is this was just exceedingly well bonded. That's about, yeah, it's exceedingly well bonded. Well, I mean, bravo to if this was factory, because that was rather spectacularly good. Rather spectacular. Pardon me. Go with an i9. Oh gee. I don't think. No. Well, this is 8th gen board, so that's not even going to happen. The only reason why I want to go to an i7 is I just want a little bit more CPU power so that I can do 60 frames per second streams. Oh shit, don't press the on off button, you idiot. Yeah, I just want to go to 60 frames per second streams, but I just don't have the computing power for that. And so I figured I'll go i7, and that should give me enough. Now I know some people are immediately going to say, why don't you just put a GPU card in it, like, you know, just a low-end NVIDIA or something like that. The trouble is that when it comes to Linux multi-head setups and discrete GPU cards, all I can say is I would rather lick the edge of this glass than do that. Been there, done that, don't care to do it again anytime soon. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Linux, but in that department, I don't know why, but everything is just a major cluster of hellishness. And people are like, oh, just go download the latest NVIDIA, whatever, don't get the Lenovo ones, or whatever, you know. The point is, for me, because I'm such a lazy git, if it doesn't run out of the box with default kernel or something close to it, I'm probably not going to be interested. I mean, I already have a hard enough time with my iMac that I run Linux on. Yeah, what do you mean? Oh, DGPU, I'm presuming you mean in dedicated GPU as opposed to a discrete GPU. Hey, Ratmal. Anyway, so needless to say, to get an i7 8700, or not even the K version, just the 8700, I think it was like 450 something bucks, 500 bucks upwards, and it's only 120 odd dollars more for me to get a 10th or 11th generation new mainboard, new CPU. I already have DDR4, so I basically just need mainboard, CPU, and that's it. So I think I will just get the, what do you call it? I'll just get the latest generation ones. Actually, 10th gen I think I was looking at. 11th gen I believe was a bit of a letdown overall. Okay. Why do I have no recollection of this? I know I've done 4th gen before, but for some reason I have no recollection of this. I guess I'll just follow my nose. Because I know with the 4th gen, you got to push the display, what do you call it, the touch flex back in under there in order to get to sit down properly. Oh well, I guess I just don't do enough of them. Get the latest gen, you can, I don't need Windows, yeah. Eighth and 9th gen both work on, well, I don't even know if I can get, hey Daniel, i7 in 9th gen, I don't know what mainboard I got, probably some gigabyte thing I suspect. What I do like about this mainboard is that it has enough USB ports on it to actually satisfy my needs, but the latest setup that I was looking at I actually like a little bit more because it comes with 3 digital output display ports, display connectors. This one here is your HDMI, DVI, and VGA. Where what I would rather have is HDMI, DP, or 2 HDMIs and a DP sort of thing. I don't want stupid VGA anymore. Yeah, and you really do notice the difference when you're on just VGA. Everything's a little bit more fuzzy. Catherine, GN liked the 11.6 and said the 11.7 was not worth the sand is made on. Sand goes 11 high. Okay, so the 11.6, is that an i7 or is... obviously I can't look right now. It's just the lower frequency 11.7, i7 I guess. Streaming there if you're going to change motherboards, looking at an old... Well, like I said, I'm on i5-8400 right now, and I'd run out of steam. As it is, I'm already borderline and 30 frames per second. Okay. Well, in spite of all that horrible, nasty breakage there, it's relatively clean. 600. Oh, it's an 8 core. Okay. See, I'd rather also just give myself some more overhead. So even if it's not actually worth the money, the thing is, it wasn't that expensive. Let's have a look if I can find my cart on it. My cart's empty. That's a load of bollocks. How dare you? How dare you? Damn it, login unsuccessful. Please correct errors. Oh dear God, it just gets worse. Okay, we're almost there. I'm just trying to find my... the flippin' thing has forgotten my cart. What a pain in the backside. Things I hate on shopping sites. Sites that time you out after 2 or 3 days and ditch your cart. It's like, you stupid bastards. You know, sometimes we take a week or two to come back and decide whether we're going to buy anything, but now you've lost that sale. Anyway, let's have a look. Okay, it looks like I'm logged in. Okay, now I've got to try and remember what I was after. Okay, so CPU, Intel. I know people are wailing already. Oh my God, where are you getting Intel for? AMD's even better than that. And look, don't get me wrong, I do appreciate that AMD's better, but I'm dealing with a Linux system here, and experience tells me that not to screw around with an AMD system if I actually want to be able to just turn the machine on and work. That's all I want to be able to turn the machine on and work. I'm pretty sure it was actually the... Yeah, I could actually get that one, couldn't I? 9700K. Yeah, definitely. Look, I used to always use AMD, but not anymore. Oh, geez, you sold out? Son of a gun. Yeah, that could have been a drop-in replacement, I think. Bugger. like I said, I mean, I've been using Linux now for, it's going to be 30 years soon. I mean, when Linux, basically when Linux came out, it's certainly 25. And I used AMD for a good 20, 25 of that, 20 years at least of that. And in the end, I just said, no, stuff it. I'm just going back to Intel. Oh well, let's. I kind of get the feeling it was the 10700 I actually did. Unavailable. Nope, can't have been that. 10700F, that's no good to me. KF's no good to me. Fine, we'll go just this one. 9900K. I don't know, did they have a 9900K there? Until... Oh, that was the 9 you were talking about. KFK. Yeah, see, 569, I'm kind of better off going with the new. Yeah, I may as well just go with the new rather than spending money on the older. If the CPU is going to end up costing the same. I mean, okay, sure, I don't have to upgrade my main board or anything, but yeah. I do wonder what the relative efficiency is compared to the i9 versus the new i7. Okay, we don't care about the keying. I'm not a person who cares about, unlocking processors or anything like that anymore. That's socket 1200. And it wasn't that expensive a board either. Should be able to just work out which one it is from the... You can easily spot the ones that are loaded with the... Oh, I know, 4DDR. This one I think it is. As much as I'm not a great fan of the MSI, but... Nope, not you. Maybe this one. Yeah, this is it. So you've got DisplayPort and 2 HDMI. I mean, that's exactly what I'm after. It's actually very hard to find a main board that has the sensibility to have 3 outputs. Okay, add to cart. Hey, Luke. And what did I end up? 2 CPUs? Typical. Yeah, so there we go. $650, which is only a smidge more. Plus, I get the latest 11th gen. Okay, it's not the fastest i7, but it's certainly going to be better than what I've got now. Mini ATX. It's not micro ATX, whatever. Yeah. The ones that go in the normal ATX cases, as opposed to the mini ITX, which is the very compact form. Yeah, that's it. And I've already got the DDR4. This is this takes DDR4. So that would be probably the combination I would get. If only the little buggers would remember not to delete my cart. Sadly, I spent that much on replacement screens already today for iPhones and such. Right, how can I save my cart? Doesn't give me a save cart option. Blimmin' heck. Oh well. What's this? What about your cart? Oh, how timely. Yeah. Miles, I don't know, I mean, look, I'm not really one to wait for the new things coming out. Okay. Let's get back to the thing. Oh, my email address is already out there in the open, and it's protected by Gmail, so good luck getting your spam through. Some does get through, I will admit, but by and large, Gmail does a surprisingly good job of keeping it out. I'm just going to shave off all this excess glue. Unfortunately, it's not so easy to get it off that plastic framing. If you try to cut it off the plastic frame, you just cut the frame. Even when you do soften it up with IPA or ethanol, whatever your preference is, that works. Hey, Micromage. Cues, yeah, it's my i5 that's bottlenecking. Found with Amazon, it's actually sometimes cheaper to order from Amazon.com, pay the shipping. Okay, well, I should have a look at that because I do actually have a bit of money in Amazon that I don't know what to spend it on. And sometimes I get tempted to let Elita have it. But then I think back, well, she got herself a Dyson with my last lot of money that I saved up. So it's my turn now. Trouble is that sending stuff from the United States to here, you kind of want something that you don't want to have to rely on warranty too much, or I mean, Amazon's pretty good for returns, but international returns can still be a little bit tricky. Most of the time, if it's a lower value item, they'll just say, just keep it, ditch it, and we'll send you a refund. R5s are going to be a lot cheaper for 12th. And why are they going to be a lot cheaper? They have the new XE core from Tiger Lake as well. It's just so hard to believe the hype though. Wasn't Intel going to bring that, or aren't they bringing that out as a discrete card? See, now that's one graphics card I would buy as a discrete card, assuming Linux supports it properly. Trying to take down Ryzen. That's going to be interesting to see how they do that. I mean, AMD's always been a little bit more of a cult following, like the non-corporate cult following. Or if you do get people in corporations buying it, it's usually because someone is a bit of a fan and they've decided to go for it. Use their position in the company to make that choice. It's a bit like the old, from the 80s and 90s, when they used to say, you won't get fired for buying IBM. It's kind of the same principle. You won't get fired for buying Intel. That was a long time ago now, Q's. That was a good 20 years ago. 20, well, a bit more than 20, almost 22 years ago now. I think they've sort of fixed that up now. The last AMDs that I really loved were the Opterons. I thought the Opteron was a beautiful chip. It just sort of really wasn't so much of a desktop chip, but it was a beautiful chip. Ran so nicely. It was well balanced in terms of power, output, internal frequency, bus frequency, all that sort of stuff. It was a very nice creation, and it stomped the living daylights out of the Intel ones at that time. And unfortunately, I think when Sun got eaten up by Oracle, AMD lost one of their strong Opteron driving people or companies, because Sun was shipping everything with Opterons, a lot of things with Opterons. Alright. But yeah, I'd love to see the Intel Xe as the discrete card too, because I think definitely we haven't had a graphics card that sort of sat in that niche very well. Like you can get the low end GTXs or RDs or whatever, but nothing quite sort of sat in the same sort of spot as the internal Intel GPU stuff. I just want to be able to plug the card in and it works pretty much on everything. I don't want super fancy. I obviously want some acceleration, but nothing crazy. And yeah, for the most part, I'm more just interested in video encoding enhancement. Now, it would be nice, maybe it is possible, if you could have a discrete GPU in your machine, but not actually use it for displaying anything. Maybe I should get one of those mining cards, since they're going cheap. I'm just waffling off the top of my head here. I'm not thinking. Maybe those things already do exist. Where is my Phillips head? Oh, way over there. Wonder how I got there. Well, as you know, I'm not really a gaming person. Why do I get the feeling I'm not supposed to unscrew this? I'm almost certain I don't unscrew that. Hey Vladimir, good evening to you, sir. Yeah, a little warm. Crikey, it's hot. I'm burning my fingertips just like, get this home button off. Come on, man. Got it. Kenny wouldn't ask me if he was blocked on your channel. Jeez, I wouldn't know. I would not know. Not even sure how to check that lately. Let's see, your channel settings. Privacy. Advanced settings. Nope. Yeah, I'm not sure where to check that. Sorry. I've been in it before, but it seems like every time that I do go to check, they have updated to make it easier, and subsequently I lose track. Alright. These things take way too long to do because I'm not good at them. Like so, I have seen professional people do this far quicker. Of course, you know, to be fair, there is some degree of difficulty in the fact that, you know, not every single one of these jobs is straightforward. You know, like in this case, the glue is exceptionally strong. Hey, Wayne's noob. Okay, unfortunately there's enough glue left on that one. This one, however, I am going to have to apply some hot glue on. Was it people and sharing? Travis trying to be helpful here. Can't see it there. Settings and community. What? That's the crazy thing. I'm in studio and yeah, what is it? Upper right corner, inbox from the drop down. I don't even have inbox. That's the funny thing. Yeah. Ah, I finally found community though. Yeah, for me it's a completely different area. What was the damn person's name? Kenny Whidden. I mean, if you did get banned, maybe there's a reason. Oh, here we go. I was looking at my moderators window and I was thinking, gee, some of these people I know. And I love that they don't actually put this in alphabetical order. That really helps. No, I don't seem to have a Kenny Wooden in here. What doesn't help is I've got several hundred people in here. Yeah. Oh. Oh wait, there we go. Alright, I guess the question is, why did Kenny Wooden get blocked out in the first place? What did he do? Did he tick me off with something stupid? Or what? Hey Vladimir, not enough coffee. Well, thank you very much. No, everything is always accepted and sort of appreciated. He was a regular user. Alright, well, you can try again and see how he goes. It says all for second chances. I sort of am, not. I found just as many people. I found I've been made a fool far too many times by giving people second chances. I guess we'll see. I mean, I've definitely banned people at times because they were just simply really getting on my nerves with their attitude. And it's like, I don't have time to sit here and explain everything to you. And if you're going to carry on like that, then you can carry on like that outside. That's pretty much what it gets down to sometimes. Sometimes people just won't consider that there is a context that you're talking from that maybe they don't have. And like I said, I mean, that's fine if it's a normal interaction, but when they start getting all consuming of your mind space, sometimes you just got to knock them down. Some people say, well, that's not very nice of you, Paul. It's like, well, it's not nice that the banks won't give me lots of free money, is it, eh? Not everything's nice in this world. And while we try our best to be nice where we can, sometimes you've got to put limits on people or things so that you can be nice to other people instead. Okay, well, like I said, we'll see how it goes. All I can imagine is someone else booted him out. It might have been an accidental event. It's a bit hard to tell. Just like it's a bit hard to tell where the hell to put these home buttons. Okay, when using hot glue for these home buttons, I tend to only heat it up to about 150. As the saying goes, finish last. Yeah, nice guys finish last. Absolutely agree to that. As a person who I think is a nice guy. Well, biased, eh? Yeah, it's not that you have to be unkind or anything like that. But I think what happens is a lot of nice people get simply just walked over, and that's the problem. Jeez, I hope I got that alignment about right. Siren juice, yeah, yes, I forgot I was calling it that for a bit. Now with these camera guides, I actually prefer to put them on in the chassis and then lay the screen down on top, rather than trying to guess where they're supposed to sit on the screen. It sort of guarantees the alignment a lot better. Doing like that. Shady Hacker, yes it is. So iPad 4. Well, we couldn't continue on with the MacBook because it had a miraculous recovery, so what am I going to do with that? It was very unbecoming in a repair channel to have something have a miraculous recovery. It's like, well, can't have that. It's simply unacceptable. I mean, really, what was it thinking? Okay, this little corner up here may end up being a problem. It's crushed in up here. I think that was in the locality of the original problem. Let's see if a iPhone 6 corner tool is going to do the trick for me. No, it's not. Realistically, I think the glass will sit down on that. Yeah, Miles, exactly. It was really not what I was expecting. I think the original behavior was about right. Does not work. In some ways, I'm kind of scared to ultrasonic it, but I know I have to. Okay, I'm just cleaning out the junk that builds up in these plastic grooves. So try to give it a slightly better bit of contact. These are all the things that generally don't happen in the kiosks. My apologies to people who actually run reputable kiosks, or did run reputable kiosks, but around here quite often the primary purpose of a kiosk is to separate your money from you and then separate you and your device from the kiosk as quickly as possible, so that when you come back 10 minutes later saying, hey, this doesn't work properly, you can say, I'm sorry, we don't know who you are. Leave it with us and we'll fix it. It's only going to cost you another $100 to fix that. There's some real high-grade scamming scum out there. To be fair, I'm being prejudiced against kiosk operators because realistically, it happens everywhere. It's, you know, legitimate stores, backyards, Apple, kiosks, you name it, it's happening. Okay, that's much cleaner now. Shadiak, I have a question. iPhone success. Section under the camera gets incredibly hot. Oh, okay, that's your bad Wi-Fi chip there. You got two choices with that. You can you can go the proper way, replace the Wi-Fi chip, but that means you have to do reprogramming of the RAM and things like that. I'm not exactly sure. Or you can actually find the hotspot on the Wi-Fi module, and then you can drill down and break it away, and then a second hotspot will come up, and then you go along, drill down, break that away, and then you'll be able to use it. I think you lose 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. I'm not exactly sure. You lose something. But yeah, it's the Wi-Fi module that's doing that as far as I remember. Hey Rai, repair it all? You had to need a cold beer? Oh, good luck with that. Okay, so this should be ready to go. Let's see, does this have a pull tab? This has a pull tab. So, because I am such a forgetful person, I've got to red mark that. We've all seen what happens when I don't. We've also seen what happens even when I do. And I still forget to take it out. At least right up to the very last nanosecond before I close it up. That's some fun stuff. Ugh, this is as annoying as doing iPhone 7 and 8 sensor cables. Yeah, I'll try to remember the plastic just in time. That's actually a very frustrating home button to get in. You don't have a lot of grip angle on it. Okay. Look, I know everybody is just absolutely hoping I do forget the plastic because everybody likes a good laugh. Even if it is at my literal expense. I need bigger hands. Steve, yeah, that's been removed, but thank you. I got rid of that before I picked it back up. But, like I said, thank you. You're talking about the one that was about there. Hey, six skills. Alright, Lula. Ah, Nico. Damn it, why didn't I recognize that before? I should know that Nico means cact, I think. Pretty sure it does. I've got an iPad mini to fix as well. Thankfully it's an iPad mini 2. We've got a problem here. That screw doesn't want to sit in, so that means I've slightly misaligned the frame. Spin the screw back and forth a little bit, and I'm my own uncle. Alright. That just ruined the fun of a lot of people. Oh crap. Forgot to bring the duster over. Yeah, I'll see, Steve. I'm sort of weighing up whether the plastic carrier is going to hold or not, because the plastic carrier takes a lot of those sort of little impacts. So far it's actually doing pretty good, to be honest. There's a little bit of damage on the plastic carrier, but it's not bad, and we've got a bit of damage in the corner. And fortunately it's not trying to lift, so that's good. What did I forget? It's not turning on. Oh, that's right, I only had 1% in it, didn't it? Yeah. Okay. 2 amp charge, so that's a good start. It was definitely charging at 2 amps. Yeah, this is my duster now. And there it goes, kicking in. I've regulated it down as well because before I had it on just full whatever the tank could deliver with the valve, the filter and the pressure regulator. Pardon me, but I sort of turned down the outlet so that it's a little bit softer now. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's soft, but it is compared to what it can be, so I'm pretty happy with that. I was using canned air before, but not anymore. It's going to suck if I've done something to this. Can't imagine what though. There we go. That's what we want to see, battery logo. What? There's a rattle? Did you make me do that, Steve, as a joke? I hope Steve didn't make me do that as a joke, else I'll ban his ass. Where's the time? Blimey hell, 1:30 in the morning. I should know better. That's what I get for yep, got caught being gullible again. Shake it harder until I do hear the rattle. Yeah, come on. This thing, 2.15 amp charge rate. I use genuine Apple charger bricks for this, so it tends to. I've got a cough. Rough. Yeah, it's a very dead battery. Okay, we'll just put that to the side. Yeah, the compressor, I showed you guys last time, but I'll show you again anyway, just in case some of you didn't see it. I got this from the local Bunnings store. Yeah, let's go way out. Ah, geez, crotch cam. Okay, let's not. It's just a generic 3 litre airbrushing compressor. And yeah, it came with the airbrush as well. It's 119 Australian bucks, so I really can't complain about that. It's cheap as, yeah. Yep. Definitely, yeah. If it lasts me 5 years, I'll be happy. The funny thing is, it's actually cheaper from Bunnings than it is online on eBay. I suppose it's not so funny anymore. eBay's sort of gone to hell for many years now. But yeah, I was on eBay. They sell for about 170 as the combo pack, and then when I saw in Bunnings they were 120, 119 with everything. I thought, well, it was actually cheaper for me to get in the car, drive to Townsville, pay for the fuel than it was to buy it on eBay, wait 2 weeks, and hope that it worked. eBay is certainly generally a rip-off now. I think the last time I sort of found eBay to be remotely a bargain was 2003. And after that, it's just, as you say, it went to hell. Alright, let's just get this glass into the bin. Yeah, that took a little bit longer than I would like. This is why I don't, when people say, oh, can you fix my iPad? And it's like, well, it's going to be an overnight adventure at the very least. But you can change the iPhones in an hour, and so down the road said he can do it in an hour. And I'm like, well, you take it to them, because I'm not doing it in 1 hour, let alone 2. It's like, I want all night to be able to do this thing. Because almost always, most times there's some sort of issue that you need to fiddle with, some alignment problems, or it doesn't sit down properly, particularly on the 6th and 7th generation ones. They just seem to have that predisposition to popping up. Even when you're like jamming the screen back to force those cables down, some magical moment between when you've done that and you get it flat, those cables snake back up. Hello, we're here to push the screen up for the next couple of days. Like, you little bastards. Yeah. Also, working on some new Flexboard View stuff while waiting for this thing to charge. Oh, here we go. Yeah, no SIM card installed. What's more problematic here is that there's no touch. I got no touch anywhere. Well, fire truck me. Home button works. Home button works, but nothing else works. What the hell? I should have tested it before I closed it up. I know. Looks like it must be a controller fault or something, because it's not working on anything. The cable was, I jammed that cable in pretty damn good. No, the gloves always work. I don't think it's the gloves. Yeah. They have never given me troubles with any iPads before. Damn it. Could be a defective digitizer. Absolute pain in the backside. As I was saying, there's always going to be some issue. God damn it. What a pain in the butt. Yeah, I definitely connected the cable. I was even talking as I was saying it, so I'm pushing this in to make sure it sits in properly. Failed touch filter. Quite possibly, there. The gecko thinks that's funny, which is fun now because I've got I'm going to have to destroy this, probably. Ah, damn it, that's not what I wanted to do. Alright, let's see how quickly we can get this to lift off. The worst thing is, once you've put it down and then you lift it back up, that adhesive never really sits properly thereafter. Because you have to go in at it. Which I'm not going to use too much alcohol, but I do just want to get enough to get a proper lift out of here. I'll just flip it over for a bit. Yes, well, what do you know? I do have another one of those digitizers so I can test, but no, Michael, definitely not that problem. Travis, I don't know if you can see in the video, but I jammed those up pretty good right to the white lines and locked them down, so... I did try touching it with the film lifted too. And even if it was something like that, it should still have some weak response anyway. I'm just cleaning up. I actually should just throw this into the ultrasonic cleaner. So hopefully I can slip these red wedges in and then gravity or extract it off using just a little bit of pushing or pulling rather. Come on, why are you son of a... Done a sodding good job up there. Okay, fingernail, and let us pray that the glass doesn't shatter and slide up my fingernail. Because we all know the joy that feeling brings. Okay, here we go. Just wait for it. Be patient. Don't stress it. There. Did I pinch the cable? I don't think I did. Okay, try my best not to touch that adhesive too much. Screens that don't have touch sensors. I believe it's called glass. You gotta pay extra to get the touch sensors. It's bad something, that's for sure. Bad juju for this time of the night for me. Not a happy chap. I'm just gonna see if I can bring it. No, let's just. Which way up am I going? Use wax paper. Yeah, it's a good idea, Travis, actually. I should get some for next time. Thanks for making that suggestion. See, for the people who think that I am anti anybody's suggestions, there's proof that I am not. Travis made a sensible suggestion that made sense, which is why it was sensible. And I'm going to try it. Some people think that I'm just like this anti-everything guy. Unless I thought of it, it's not legit. That's simply not the case. Okay, they are locked in solid, so you tell me. Let's have a look. I really can't get them in any further. And there's no pinching on that, on the flex either. I'll go get another one, and we'll just dry fit it and see what happens. Yeah, naturally the only other one I have is a flippin' white one. Okay, Lulu. At least I won't have to take the plastic off this one. Oh, nice. That one comes with the camera guard already. Oh, nice. Actually, it wasn't on the one that I needed it on. Of course not. No, sirree. Can't have anything like that. Naturally, it's gone flat in the meantime. I should play some Candy Crush, not Candy Crush, Best Fiends. I've got to wait for this to charge. Well, we'll see. You know, if this one works, then at least we know that the system is fine. And then I'll try plug the other one back in. You never know, maybe I was out of alignment by a smidge. So we'll find out. Best Fiends, as in, yeah. I have a feeling I'm gonna lose my streak on this one, which is gonna make me sad. But I'm not spending my gold. Come on, when are you gonna boot? You're already on the verge of booting before. So I've still got 3 slugs to kill and 22 apples. Hey, apple. Come on, is this booting or what? Wait, I'm not even getting charge current. What's going on? Okay. Well, it looks like one side of the charger is no good. That was crazy. Yeah, I was just getting 96 milliamp. Mm-hmm. Ah, damn it. I hit the turtle. I was an idiot. Oh well. Since the turtle's down, it's time to go around and blow everything to the ground. Still 2 amps. It should come up soon. And we can all get beyond this hellishly boring game. Oh man, lay some more of those apple pies. Oh, here we go. Here comes an apple pie now. I need 8 of the apples. So I kind of got to... Okay. Touch works. Alright, so we're going to put the other one back on. And maybe, maybe it was out a millimeter. But first I got to finish this level. Damn it. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4... just got to waste another turn so that I can generate enough apples for me to complete the... I've got 8 now? I've got 8 in total. Cool. Sorry buddy, you're going down. Funnily enough, I didn't even fully touch him. No, that's what I said. Risk taker. I almost got a predicament here. Yeah, I'm boned. That is not enough. Yep. Shite. Got an helmet. I got... whatchamacallit. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Okay. I'm gonna have to give up my gold. Such a freaking cheat. The game cheats. I knew I didn't want to give up my +3 advantage. I win, but I didn't really win. It's kind of like fixing a MacBook by removing the JTAG. You know, you're not really a technician, you just happen to get lucky. Done. Alright, let's take this one off. Put the black one back on. Yeah, maybe it was an alignment issue. Where it's going to be particularly cruel, however, is if it isn't an alignment issue but rather a cable issue, and when I test it initially it goes, yay, I work, and you go, alright, good, we'll now lock you in, and then it says, I changed my mind, I've actually got a boo-boo in my cable and now I don't want to work. Get that used to get that with iPhone, which one was it? 6S, I think it was. Oh, anyway, some of the iPhones, they would do that with their screens. They would work while you had it open and you were testing it, but as soon as you locked it down, they would go, no, change their mind, we're not working. I'm not even going to bother checking on the microscope, I'm sorry. I know that's a little iffy, but I just, no. Okay, yeah, this one goes in a little more now. Make the white lines disappear. So it might have been that all along. My excuse is going to be that typically when it comes to FPC connectors, usually you want to see the white lines line up with the they should be lined up with the very front edge of the plastic connector. That is, you should still see it. Whereas these ones are definitely ingested into it. Okay, I kind of need a bigger can here. Well, battery disconnect, don't do that on iPads much. Probably should, but I don't. Damn it, these neoprene gloves actually do touch onto the glue a little too well. Oh, shite's sake. Now I'm going to go with the assumption that it was that cabling issue, and now I just realised I have a missing screw. No, I found it, thank goodness for that. Actually, yeah, good point. Where is Pedro? He's normally hanging around like a scammy person. I was speaking to him earlier today. We were talking about some new scams. Guess who put the damn compressor on the other side of the room again? Come on, you can do it. I didn't have a problem sealing it this time because it's either going to work and I don't have to take it off, or it's not going to work and I'm going to just have to ditch it anyway, so I don't really lose out by sealing it. And touch works. Alright, so there you go. It looks like it has to be white lines inside the connector and disappear, as opposed to the more standard expected white lines on the lip. I need something that I can scroll on. Yep, that's all good. Kenny Wooden says it's still blocked. Oh, flipped if I know. Try now. Try now. Try hard, try now. Okay, let's get some clamps onto this, because it is obviously not going to be pristine surface on there now. So we're going to need some clamping action to push our way through the small specks of dust that managed to find their way onto the adhesive. Kenny, I can see you now. Oh wow, I just realized these iPads have such a large curvature that the clamps aren't actually that effective. Gonna have to open them up a little bit beyond the distance they're probably supposed to go. Yeah, I do, Steve, I do. And the water thingamajig is empty. But yes, I'm well aware of it. Probably don't need this many. I would actually, it would probably be better to just simply have this under a whopping great big load of books. But we'll start out with this. Realistically, I'll probably only need the 8 on this, but this will be fine for overnight. By the way, these are metal knurled knobs, they're not plastic ones. So you're definitely paying more for the machine metal ones. There. What's that? It will crack it. What? No, don't tighten them up that much. Just tighten them up so that, yeah, they do hold it down, and that's about it. Alright, well, that's it. I think we're exhausted now. Exhausted. Jeez, I'm not even going to get my money back on that one. I am glad at least that it turns out that was just a bad insertion. No putting books on top of it. Oh, right. I actually haven't had that problem. Cracking them. Depends on what sort of books you use. If you use soft cover books, then yes, it will tend to centralize in the middle. But if you use hardcover, it probably shouldn't really do that. Certainly not, at least if you were to something, yeah, because with the soft it will sag in the middle. Then yeah, then you're going to be in strife. I was going to show some of the latest flexible view stuff, but I'm too tired now. We'll just have to wait for another day. Alright, I'm leaving this here, and in the morning I'll get to doing that ultrasonic, that board, and get the data off it. They'll be very, very fortunate. I'll tell the person that they basically used up their lottery ticket in life, making that thing still survive. So, alright, I'm out of here. Y'all take care. I'm going to get some food and some sleep. I didn't think I'll be watching any criminal activities tonight. Time to go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.